What's up guys, Kavil here, and today I'm back with another simple tutorial. And today I'm planning to model this switches. And I've seen a lot of people having problem with this type of matches. So I'm just going to model a few of these. Actually these are these type of switches are actually very easy. So most probably I'll be just looking at these two, and hopefully this doesn't get a very long tutorial. So I'm just going to model these two, and see how we can approach it in a better way to keep a mesh clean and all those things. So let's just get started with this. For that, first I'm going to create a circle, and doesn't matter how many vertices, I'm just using it for measurements. So that is about those buttons are about, I guess, I'm guessing 5 centimeter in the whole mm, yeah, this looks right. And I'm just going to scale the grid to 1. So actually we can go a bit less, something like this. Yeah, yeah, let's just make this 2.5, I guess. So it's now perfectly set up. And what we can use is we can definitely use that reference image, and just going to rotate it properly. As you can see, circle is very small but image is very large. So I'm going to scale it about, let's just see, 5 centimeter. Yes, too small. So let's just try to get this pivot point on here. So we are going to move this somewhere, like, let's just bring this in the middle, something like this. And now I can scale it. That looks right, something like that, and we can scale it down. Yeah, so now we have our main mesh, oh sorry, our plane setup. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to move this down, and I'm going to enable this option, also a little less opacity. I do not need 32 vertices, I just need 16. So before that, let's just see on how we can go about this mesh. So we can see it has 4 buttons which goes into this plate, and then we have this main OK button. So what we can do is we can just model one part of this, and we can duplicate it, or do a radial symmetry. So that's how we can get these buttons. And what I feel is like, since these are 4 buttons, we should probably start with the circle with vertices that can be divided by 2, since it will be an better option. So I feel 32 is bit too much, let's go for 16. And we have our circle, oops, too big. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to model the plate, the separate plate over here, extrude and then scale. As you can see, it's bit off, so let's just do something like this. Yeah, so this looks fine to me. And what I'm going to do is we can use this one this same thing to let me just feel this something like this, or we can do a grid fill over here. Yeah, something like this. And I'm just going to you know smooth this a bit, something like not necessary. You can do whatever you want to do here. And after that, what I'm going to do is we definitely don't need to do this for the whole thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to select these parts. You know what, actually we don't need these vertices, and I think it will be better if we keep this like triangle, so we can have a good selection over here. So I'm just going to invert my selection and delete all faces. Also, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to keep an extra copy of this. But before this, we have to make our buttons, right? So I'm just going to do an insert, simple insert over here, something like this, and we can bring this down. We can select this and hit double G, and it should slide back, something like this. And we can do the same here, double G, and do something like that. Also, don't worry about this. If you think it's going to stretch, what we can do is I'm just going to take a knife cut and just do a slice over here, then slice over here, and do a slice over here. Okay, and what we can do is I can just take this and shift A and P. Actually, we didn't need to duplicate this, we can just separate this. Since we are going to delete this, we can just do this, extrude down somewhere like this. And now what we're gonna do is I'm just going to hide this. And if we do like radial symmetry or whatever we want to do right now, uh, we would not get what we expect, because as you can see these are like sharp corners, and now if we subdivide it we won't get those sharp corners, since there is no edges holding up here, and I do not want to do anything like this also. So for that, what we are going to do is I'm just going to try to uh, you know what, we can just delete this. Yeah, so I'm just going to select these edges, something like this. And I think before that we can add one loop here. Okay, let it be. Let's just select these edges, something like this. I'm just going to apply scale, and we can hit bevel, and we yeah, about this is really good. And yeah, so what we can do now is I'm just going to yeah, so what we can do now is we can connect these points onto here, something like this. And let's just keep this somewhere here, and we can delete all of these extra loops, so we don't need this now. If you don't want to connect it to here, you can always just move it out a bit, but then you have to bevel this also, because if you don't bevel this, it will create like a sharp pinch on the circle. So I think it's okay if I keep it something like this. And now let's fix this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do something like this, and then do something like that. Let's go here, and let's do the same thing, something like this. And then we can just bring these guys down. Also, if you like this theme or skin, you can get this on Blender or Blender website. These are free, of course. And let's just, now if I hit control, you can see we have these sharp edges over here. And what we can do now is we have those we have our edges, so now we can just create this bevel, something like this. And yeah, this much is enough, but let's just fix few edges here. I'm going to snap to grid and active, something like this should keep this mesh clean. So you can just hit double G and slide the edges to make it more refined and clean. Yeah, this works better. Let's just try the same thing on here. So doing a bevel might distort your mesh sometimes, so it's always better to you know do this, something like this. And yep, I think it's, let's see how it's looking over here. Yeah, this bevel also needs some work. Here also something like this should work. Yeah, so now we are actually ready for our symmetry. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to do a whole empty and all those stuff with array modifier. Since our origin of this mesh is in the middle, I can just bring my spin tool, rotate it like this, and I'm going to hit use duplicates, and we do not need 12 steps, we need only 4 steps. And it's not you might say it's not working, but then we also have to set our angle to 360. And I'm just going to do a merge by distance, and if you see now it's perfect. And we do have a problem here, and this is the problem I talked about. It's since we did not create this those were knife cuts, it's not aligning properly, but we can do just like merge in the center, something like that. And we can do it for all those. Even we can bring this down, actually no need for such. Oops, yeah, something like this works. Let's do it here also. Let's do it here as well. Let's do this here also. It won't make a major difference to your model, just since they are on flat surface, and we have our outside frame or whatever. And I'm just going to extrude it down, something like this. And now we will have a problem here. Okay, so we do have a problem here. So what we are going to do is going to select all of this, and I'm going to hit a bevel, So the triangle here has shifted back and we have our bevel over here, so this won't create a problem for us anymore. Something like this should work. Yeah, it looks good now. So what I can do here is okay, we do have a problem here also. So what's happening here? Okay, so we have a problem here, and this should be, I don't know, I think I am made. Okay, we can fix this. Let's just select the shapes, something like this, and then all of this, all of this, and then all of this. Okay, we have this also, so let's invert the selection and hit delete. And now let's just look at the problem. What I feel the best thing for this is no, yeah, so this is actually very fine. And did I yeah, okay, wait, hold on a sec. Control I, faces, and just to recreate this one. Something like this, and let's just let's just give this something like this. And I'm going to delete this part, and since I want this both to function properly, I'm going to symmetry this on here. And now if I do the spin 360, use duplicates. I'm hoping it should work finally now. Yeah, this does looks good. We do have like a strong pinch over here, so I'm not actually worried about this, since we can just slide this, or even we can just delete this one also to make it more smoother. But I think it's pretty good. I'm not actually very worried about it. So now comes our this part, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to disable this, and I want to bevel this vertices, since it will be very easy for us. And as you can see, we have this loops from the other part of this mesh, and we can use this as a reference, something like this. It can be a little less or a little more, and then extrude this whole thing down, something like that. And we can just add a simple edge, something like this. Oops. Something like this. this, and then this, and then symmetry. So we have it on here also, and then just another loop to hold this edges tight. And we definitely don't need so much. So about here, and oops, let's just yeah, keep this something like here, and this is two subdivisions, so this is, yeah, something like this. So we have our button properly sitting up. It's too high, something like this should work. And you can just duplicate something like this, or you can always use spin tool. 360. So the fourth piece is actually overlapping, so make sure you after doing a spin you are always merging words by distances. And it's pretty much done. Since we have this one last thing, this button, what I'm going to do is I'm going to extrude this inside, something like this, and then separate this part, selection, and let's just hide this for now. We do need it, but let's just tighten up this edge. We can always have a sharp bevel here, not too big since it's in middle. And unhide this, select this, hit extrude, something like this. You can always bevel this, and I can just delete this main face. Oops, did I? Yeah, not this, not this, only this. And hit X, faces, and grid fill. And let's just try to rotate it so we have like proper symmetry, something like this, and place it somewhere like this. So as you can see, we now have like a simple clean geometry setup over here. And it although I would like to have this, no, see, now it's creating a rectangular and I don't like it. So let's just keep it like that. And as you can see, it was a very simple button, or whatever yeah, this thing is called. It was pretty fun thing to do. I might just raise this something like this, just to give it a bit like roundness. And we can also take it down a bit, something like this. And this one's a little up, I guess. Or should we keep this like, yeah, this also looks good. And please do try this at if you're starting with modeling, try this type of simple modeling exercises. So this does look pretty clean to me. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to save this in the collection. Okay, my caps lock is messed up. Yeah, and now I'm going to just hide this collection, and let's move on this to the another button. Let's take a circle, and for this circle I think I might go for 32 vertices, since I do want to cover a lot of area here. And obviously it's not a flat button. it's you're supposed to rotate this around, and from the shading we can see it is a sort of dome. So instead of circle, I'm going to use a UV sphere with, yes, 32 segments. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete half of it and then scale it like, oops, something like this should be fine. And I'll try to get this vertices properly. As you can see, its image is like bit off. Yeah, it's fine now. We can scale this down somewhere like this, apply the scale, and let's just try to, what we are looking here is I don't want edges close to this circle. Okay, so we are trying to give it a lot of room so that we can adjust a lot of things. Also, I might delete some edges like this. So there are two ways of doing, actually there are definitely multiple ways of doing this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to apply all transforms. I'm just going to keep a copy of this somewhere like here, and let's just try to do it from loop tools, circle, and I don't want it flattened, so something like this. And now what I can do is I can just or we can use flatten for that actually. Let's just let's go back. Yep. uh, do something like this. So these are 22. Okay, let's do a circle, flatten, something like this. And I do not like this flow here, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to add another other loop and join this like here, and I'm going to delete this. And now if you see, we do have like a flat thing over here. But what I can do is I can, we remember we have this copyright. I'm just going to apply this subdivision, and I'm going to bring it back to the original place, which is over this the one we modeled. I'm going to shrink wrap this one on that plate, and I'm going to apply it and take this out again. So now I feel we have like a smoother version of this. And whenever you are cutting holes in a round or like mesh which is like which have some curvature, always try a clean copy of it before cutting. Do your cut and do the shrink wrap so that it automatically gets into that what you call it, shape. And from then on you have like a better way of using your mesh. uh, do I need another edge loop here? I think it might help me, so let's just it looks more clean, I guess. Yeah. And merge by distance. I can, what else I can do? I can, yeah, I think this much is enough for this, and I'm ready to extrude this circle. Also what I'm going to do is I'm not going to use global settings since this is a curved surface. We're going to use this normal thing, and I'm just going to bring it down something like this and try to eyeball it, since we do need to have this smooth, something like this. And I'm not going to bevel this, but I'm just going to select this outer edge and I'm just going to do a simple slide edge outside of this, and this should look fine. See, however, we are getting this sharp edge over here, right? So how we can fix this is I'm just going to delete all this, and let's use a grid fill, something like this. And now we can just let's just isolate this, and let's just try to make it as smooth as we can make it, something like this. We can take the whole thing up, it doesn't need to be so low, and something like this. Yeah, now it looks perfect. And obviously we do need uh like what we can do is yeah, let's just turn it to global to extrude here, and then do another extrude, something like this. We definitely yeah, this one looks good also. And let's just, oops, let's just take this sphere right here, and we have our both of our switches. Let's just increase this. I just want to make it similar size, and as you can see, we have our both of our knobs. So that's it for today, guys. I hope you learned and enjoyed this tutorial. This one definitely took a lot of time. This was pretty easy, and the main point of this type of videos is, just I just want you guys to plan before whatever you are modeling. The planning will actually help us in setting up your mesh properly, and setting planning for booleans or cuts will always help you in achieving that model in a faster pace, I guess. But yeah, this was a pretty good simple exercise for me also, and I hope you also try this. uh, uh, and yes, definitely for more tutorials and this type of small exercises, please do like and follow this channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.